The early morning of June 6, 1944, marked a turning point in the course of World War II. On this day, Allied forces launched Operation Overlord, the largest amphibious assault in history, landing on the beaches of Normandy along the northern coast of France. This monumental operation, commonly known as D-Day, was the culmination of months of meticulous planning, coordination, and deception. Over 1.5 million troops from 47 Allied divisions took part, supported by a fleet of 4,400 ships and landing craft, alongside 11,000 aircraft. The German defensive network in Western Europe was formidable, with some 60 divisions stationed across France and the Low Countries. Yet the Allies undertook a complex series of airborne and seaborne assaults that would decisively shift the momentum of the war. Following Germany's swift invasion and occupation of northwestern France in May 1940, Allied leaders in London and Washington understood that liberating continental Europe required a full-scale cross-channel invasion. By late 1942, northern France had been identified as the most viable landing site due to its geography and the potential for surprise. In November 1943, Adolf Hitler assigned Field Marshal Erwin Rommel to oversee the construction of the Atlantic Wall, a sprawling 2,400-mile network of fortifications including concrete bunkers, landmines, and coastal obstacles designed to repel any seaborne invasion. In January 1944, General Dwight D. Eisenhower assumed command of Operation Overlord. Under his leadership, Allied planners executed an elaborate deception campaign known as Operation Bodyguard to mislead the German high command. The goal was to convince Hitler that the main invasion would occur at Pas de Calais, the narrowest point between Britain and France, rather than Normandy. This deception employed dummy equipment, fictitious radio traffic, and a phantom army group under General George S. Patton, convincing the Germans to keep key armored divisions in reserve near Calais, even as the real invasion unfolded. Originally scheduled for June 5, 1944, the invasion was delayed by 24 hours due to inclement weather forecasts. On the evening of June 5th, Eisenhower received a brief weather window and issued the historic order to proceed. Addressing the troops, he declared, "You are about to embark upon the great crusade, toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you." Before dawn on June 6th, thousands of paratroopers from the U.S. 82nd and 101st Airborne Divisions and the British 6th Airborne Division descended behind enemy lines. Their mission was critical: seize key bridges, secure exit roads, and disrupt German reinforcements attempting to reach the beaches. Despite heavy anti-aircraft fire and challenging weather scattering many formations, these airborne troops sowed confusion among German ranks, preventing a coordinated counterattack during the initial hours. At approximately 6:30 a.m., naval bombardment ceased, and the first assault waves landed on 5 designated beach sectors. On the western flank, Utah Beach saw the U.S. 4th Infantry Division face relatively light opposition. Careful navigation and timely tides enabled rapid establishment of a beachhead with fewer than 200 casualties. Just east at Omaha Beach, the challenge was far greater. German defenders, entrenched on elevated bluffs, unleashed withering fire from fortified positions. Despite severe losses, over 2,000 casualties, the bravery and resilience of small units, aided by naval gunfire, enabled troops to breach defenses and secure footholds on the bluffs. Further east, British and Canadian forces confronted formidable defenses at Gold, Juno, and Sword Beaches. The British 50th Infantry Division overcame beach fortifications at Gold, while Canadian troops breached minefields at Juno, pushing inland several kilometers. On Sword Beach, the British 3rd Infantry Division linked with the British 6th Airborne Division at Pegasus Bridge, securing the eastern flank and laying the groundwork for further advances. Despite roughly 3,000 casualties across these sectors, the beachheads held firm, allowing for reinforcements and sustained logistical support. By the end of June 6th, approximately 156,000 Allied soldiers had landed, 73,000 Americans, 62,000 British, and 21,000 Canadians. The Allied air forces flew over 13,000 sorties, and naval vessels fired more than 5 million artillery rounds. Casualties numbered around 4,000 killed and over 10,000 wounded or missing. Though costly, the primary objective was achieved: securing 5 contiguous lodgements along a 50-mile stretch of coastline. Several factors prevented an immediate German counterattack. Field Marshal Rommel was on leave in Germany, and Hitler, influenced by the Allied deception, believed Normandy was a diversion. He retained key armored divisions in strategic reserve near Pas-de-Calais, delaying their deployment. Additionally, Allied air power severely disrupted German communications and transport infrastructure, forcing reinforcements into time-consuming detours. In the days that followed, Allied commanders Eisenhower, Montgomery, and Bradley worked to consolidate beachheads, improve logistics, and connect the 5 lodgements. By June 11th, major port facilities were operational at Omaha Beach, and Cherbourg was encircled by mid-June. Captured airfields extended air support deeper into France, enhancing mobility and supply. Fierce battles followed across Normandy's hedgerow terrain, including the Battle of Carentan and intense combat around Caen. These engagements gradually dismantled German defensive positions. By August 1944, Allied forces reached the Seine River, liberated Paris, and expelled German forces from northwestern France. Some 850,000 soldiers and 150,000 vehicles landed in Normandy, a logistical feat unparalleled in military history. The fall of critical ports like Cherbourg and breakthroughs such as Operation Cobra opened decisive pathways for Allied advances across France, sealing the fate of Nazi occupation in the West. D-Day remains not only a pivotal military victory, but a blueprint for coalition warfare on a grand scale. The seamless integration of land, sea, and air forces under unified command anticipated modern joint operations. Operation Bodyguard's deception highlights the enduring importance of strategic misdirection and psychological warfare, lessons that continue to inform contemporary military strategy. On June 6, 1944, over 150,000 Allied soldiers braved formidable defenses to establish a foothold that would ultimately liberate Europe and hasten the end of World War II. Their sacrifice and ingenuity continue to resonate as guiding principles for future challenges in warfare and security. Thank you for joining this exploration of D-Day's monumental legacy. If you found this video insightful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on history and strategy content. Until next time, we honor those who shape the course of history through courage and vision.